Namaskar, hello and a very warm welcome to this special series of ours. It's a 5-day online training on cyber threats organized by Central Institute of Educational Technology, that is CIET NCERT, New Delhi. I am Tanvi Khurana, and at this moment you're watching us on eVidya channel number 6 to channel number 12. Today we have entered into the 5th day, that is the last day of this online training. On the first 4 days we discussed cyber threats, understanding the landscape. On day 2 we discussed cyberbullying threats. On day 3 we discussed identity threats. On day 4 we discussed phishing attacks, and today on day 5 we are going to discuss malware and ransomware attacks. So we are living in the era of technology, and there are so many attacks that are happening around us. There's bullying, there's attacks, and there's a lot of phishing. So we need to be careful, and we need to take certain precautions to stay safe and to save our money and also identity. Let me please introduce you to our guest for today, who is here, and he'll be giving us a lot of information regarding malware and ransomware attacks. Let's please welcome Mr. Sandeep Arora. Sir, a very warm welcome. Sir is the Vice Principal of Kendriya Vidyalaya, Jawaharlal Nehru University campus, and like I said, he'll be also answering your questions. So if you have any questions, any queries, please feel free to give us a call on our number, that is 8800440559. If you want to reach out to us through email, the email ID is training.helpdesk@ciet.nic.in. Apart from this, you are watching us online at this moment on our YouTube channel, that is NCERT Official and NCERT PM eVidya channel number 6 to channel number 12. So if you write down your questions in the live chat box of these YouTube channels, we'll be receiving them and we'll be answering them for sure as well. So please raise your questions, and towards the end of this entire session, we'll be showing you the website and we'll be giving you more details regarding this online training. Let's please start this discussion without further ado, and let me please ask Sir, what is the main objective or focus of this particular program, malware and ransomware attacks?
Today we will be discussing about one very peculiar feature of the cyber safety, how to protect our computers or the network from very crucial software which are called malware.
Okay.
Fine, there are a good number of types of these malwares. How do they affect our computers? How do they reach our computer? How to protect our computer and the network from these particular softwares? We are going to discuss them in detail. I think I should begin from the very first definition of the word malware. Now, what exactly a malware is? A malware is a software. It's directly a software which is technically written to damage your computer, to destroy your data, to get hold of your computer without your knowledge, and do various other things that may directly or indirectly harm you. Now, I must here point out the various aims जहाँ पर ये softwares does harm to our computers. The first thing, they steal the data from our computer. Generally, they encrypt the data. They change our data in such a form that we are not able to read it, and sometimes delete our data. They also hijack our computer and its functionality so that we cannot use these computers, monitor computer activity, and the very important feature which makes these softwares very harmful is they spread automatically, and they divide and multiply automatically. Now, I will proceed with how these malwares reach our computers or mobiles. It's very common that we receive a particular email, or maybe let's say an SMS message which says simply click on a particular link and you would be getting some discount on a particular product, or you may receive some amount of cash, your credit bank account is credited by a particular amount. So this is the most important way in which these softwares reach our computer. When we click on a malicious link in an email or in an SMS, these softwares get activated and automatically gets downloaded into our computer or into our machine. Now, they can also be downloaded with your own consent from an untrusted source. For example, you require, let's say, a software to edit a particular video and you don't have a particular software for it. You go Google it, finds a particular site, downloads that particular software. Now, you are not sure that particular software is a trusted one or not, but that software could be a good software or that could be a malware. This could even come to a computer from opening infected attachments. Whenever we receive a particular email, there are a certain amount of attachments to it. So, these softwares can come through those attachments also. One of the major source of these softwares entering into our computers is through infected storage devices or media. For example, your friend has a pen drive. That pen drive is infected with a particular malware. You attach that pen drive to your system will also get affected. It could come through CDs, it could come through removable hard disk, and there are various other sources from which we can get these particular malware into our computers. So, what we should do is, before we attach to a particular device or get into a particular network, download a particular software, we should make it doubly sure that they are safe. In the coming let's say next 30 minutes or so, I try to explain what are these particular softwares, what are their classification, what are their various types, and how can we prevent these particular softwares coming into our computers. And let's say if they come into a computer or into a network or into a mobile, how can we get rid of them, and what are the various precautions we can take to avoid these particular softwares getting into our computers. Now, first of all, let's see the various types of malwares that we have. The first one is virus. You can see a big list coming onto your particular screens: virus, worms, trojan, ransomware, adware, spyware, rootkits, keyloggers, fileless malwares, cryptojackings, hybrid malwares. So, you can see a big list of type of malwares that are available on the internet that can harm your computer or your network. So, what we need to do is, we need to first of all understand what are these malwares. There is a very small hairline difference between these various types of malwares. We will discuss them one by one. Now, one very important thing before we proceed, what we understand is that each malware is a virus. No, that is not true. Virus were the initial malwares that came into existence in, let's say, some 1990s, where these were made just for testing if there is a software which can replicate itself. There were scientists who were working on ARPANET, which was the initial internet, and they were trying to find a particular software which could automatically replicate itself, and accidentally they made something called virus. Now, those initial in those initial days, viruses were used by various programmers to, let's say, tease their friends or test some things, but after a few years these viruses came out of the lab and programmers start using them to disturb the networks. So, all viruses are malwares, but all malwares are not viruses. So, malware is much beyond virus. Let us proceed. First of all, I will try to explain what a virus is. A virus is a computer program or a software. As we all know, virus is a malware and all malwares are computer programs. Similarly, virus is also a computer program that connects itself to another software. The most important characteristic of virus is it connects to a particular file onto a computer and hide itself. In return, what it is doing is, it is removing the content of that particular file to harm your computer system. When the computer program runs, now let us suppose you had a particular Word file. A virus enters into a computer, it attached that particular Word file, it has removed the content of that particular file completely or partially. Now, whenever you click on that particular Word file to open it or to copy it, that virus gets activated and it gets replicated. On the basis of its programming, it may replicate 4 times, 5 times, 10 times, and let us say in a month or so, it would affect thousands of files on your computer. One very important characteristic of virus is they cannot be controlled remotely. Means virus must enter into your computer somehow, only then it can affect your particular computer. Now, the next term is worm. Worm is also a kind of malware. It is also a computer program like virus, but it does not modify the program. What we have seen before is, what was virus doing? Virus was attaching to a particular file or a particular program, and it was removing the contents of that particular program, it was destroying that particular program. But worm doesn't do it. It enters to a computer, it replicates itself more and more to cause slowdown of the computer system. What will worm do? It enters as a single file. You can see that particular file. It will keep on multiplying after some time in a particular interval, or but due to some computer activity, and soon it will consume all the resources of a computer system, and your computer system would become slow, its performance would go down, it won't work as effectively as you want it to do, and will harm various other particular aspects of your computer. Now, an important characteristic of worm is worms can be controlled by a remote device onto internet, or even on a intranet. Fine. So, worms are even dangerous because they are being controlled from outside your computer. Next, malware is a Trojan. Trojan is a hidden piece of code. Like other particular malwares, it is also a piece of code which steals the important information of the user. Now, I'd like to tell a particular story about Trojans. There was a particular king, he wanted to capture a castle. The biggest problem or the issue was that king was not able to enter that particular castle. If he could have entered that castle, capturing that castle would have been very easy. Now, what did he do? He made a big horse, a very big horse, in which he made his soldiers hide, and he gifted particular horse to the king who owns the castle. Now, the king, on his wish, allowed the horse inside his castle, and in the night soldiers came out and captured the castle. So, the moral of the story is, in Trojan there could be certain harmful softwares which can enter because you permitted them. Fine. For example, a Trojan horse software observes the email IDs and password while entering our web browser when we are logging in or doing certain particular activities. So, Trojans are entering into our system because we are letting them in, and they come bundled with some important softwares. Earlier I have given an example. Let's suppose you are trying to download software for video editing. So, you download a particular software, you thought it is a simple video editor, but that video editor was bundled with a Trojan. When you installed that video editor, the Trojan came into your particular system, and the Trojan starting doing what? It started harming your computer, it started stealing your data. There could be various reasons why that Trojan has come to your computer. It may try to steal the data, it may try to see the passwords, or even it may try to use your computer for activities which are not legal. So, these are three various kinds of malwares that we have seen: virus, worms and Trojan. These are all files. Now, there is one more which is called adware. You are all aware of the term called ad or an advertisement. Whosoever gives an ad gives some money to a person who displays that particular ad. Now, an ad needs to be displayed somewhere so that money can be obtained for that display. Let's assume a particular person wants to show an ad to 100 persons, and nobody is willing to see that particular ad because it is of no use to them. Now, what to do? I want to show them. The easiest way is make an adware. An adware is again a type of malware that displays unwanted advertisement on a device. It can appear in many forms, including banner ads, ads that run below or above your screens, windows, video ads, pop-ups, and full screen ads. Adware is often bundled with other softwares and installed without users' knowledge. For example, if you install a new browser, that browser may come with an adware. Each time you open a particular website, new ads start appearing onto your screen with that particular website. You click on a particular link on that particular website to move to a useful link. Instead, it shows you an ad. So it is doing what? It is consuming your net resources, slowing down your web experiences, and destroying your crucial time which would have been utilized somewhere else. Its purpose is to generate revenue for the creator by serving ads to the internet user. So the main thing is the person who has tried to put that adware into your system wants to generate some revenue out of it. So again, it is a malware. Let's proceed. The next kind of malware is a rootkit. It is a new kind of malware. A rootkit is a type of malicious software that gives an attacker privilege to access a computer while hiding its presence. See, this would be a very dangerous malware if it enters your computer. It is doing what? It is giving the privilege to the attacker to control your system from a remote place. Once this particular system rootkit enters your system, anybody who has sent that particular rootkit to a computer can control your system. He can hijack your data, he can use your system to send emails to other particular clients, he can use your data, he can steal your files, he can steal your confidential information and do whatever he likes because he or she is controlling your system from a remote place. Now, this term rootkit is a combination of two words. The first word root and second kit. Root here refers to the administrator account on Unix and Linux system. In the Unix and Linux system, we refer the administrator account as root. So the first word root comes from here, and the second word kit refers to the software component that implements that particular tool. So comes the term rootkit, which means a particular malware which is controlling your system from a remote place to harm your computer or steal your data. No, the next kind of malware is a spyware. We are all aware of the term spy. Spying means to keep an eye on to you without your knowledge. So a spyware is doing what? Definitely it is keeping an eye on you or your computer activity or your network activity without your knowledge. A spyware is again a type of malicious software that secretly enters a user's device, gathers data and send it to third parties. It is doing what? It is keeping an eye on you, gathering your data and sending it to third parties. For example, your daily activity of computer involves you check some mails, you move to particular sites, see some particular ads, use those particular data into your device and prepare some activities out of it. Now, any person who has sent a spyware to your computer knows each and every activity that you have done on the internet. This sometimes could be of no use to the other person, but at other times it could be very dangerous for you because somebody remotely knows what you are exactly doing. It can harm the user by violating their privacy. They are intruding into your privacy. They know what type of sites are you seeing, what data you are downloading from site. Is it of some legal content or some illegal content, and this can endanger your privacy as well as endanger your device security. Now, how to stop this particular spyware entering your computer? Whenever some spyware enters your computer, you will observe that there is some slowness into your device. Whether you are using a PC or a mobile, you will observe that your device has slowed down. There would be frequent crashes and there would be some instability in your device. You will see your device is either crashing, hanging, it has slowed down, there is abnormal heating into your device. Why? Because there are multiple programs running simultaneously. Unusual overheating, battery drain, strange noise during calls, or camera and mic turning on randomly. These are few symptoms which tells that there are some spywares into your computer which are trying to take away your data without your knowledge. Now, there is one more very important software which is a malware called keylogger. In last few days, you must have come across various safety measures, out of which one of the safety measure is always keep a strong password. I hope you all know what a strong password is, a combination of uppercase and lowercase letters combining with special characters and digits. Now, however strong password you keep, if somebody somehow knows it, both your username and password, then it would be very difficult for you to keep yourself safe. Now, an easy method which hackers or malware software programmers do is prepare keyloggers. A keylogger is a simple software which does what? It records each and every key that is pressed on the keyboard. Each key that you press on a keyboard is recorded, it is collected as a data and it is sent to the remote server. Now, whenever you open a particular site onto which you are passing your username and password, it could be your bank site, it could be your email site, it could be your network entering site, any particular information where you are sending your username and password, that also gets recorded into a keylogger. Once the data is complete in the keylogger, it sends that particular data over the internet to a remote server where it could be misutilized. Imagine you have entered your bank username and bank password. It gets logged in to a keylogger, and that person who has sent that keylogger to your system knows both your username and the password. So, it would be very, very harmful to you if there is a keylogger into your system. Identifying keyloggers is a little easy. Generally, keyloggers cannot hide themselves. Generally, I am saying there are keyloggers which are hidden also, but if there is a keylogger into your system, generally in a computer system, you can see its activity very easily. You can go to the control panel, see what apps are running. There could be some hidden apps, those will also be shown into your control panel, and you can stop those keyloggers from there. So, keyloggers can be stopped if you are aware of they are running into your system. So, each time you are sending your data from a particular device which involves username and password, either do not use a keyboard, use the virtual keyboards provided by the sites, or make sure that there are no keyloggers into your system. Now, we come to a very important term which is called ransomware. Up till now, what all these malware developers were doing was they were sending some softwares to a computer which was directly or indirectly hampering the working of your system only. They were somehow stealing your data or hampering the stability of your system. For example, worms were making your system slow, extremely slow. While adwares were doing what? They were sending ads to a system, unwanted ads, and the owner of that particular adware was earning some money. But ransomware is something which is extremely dangerous. It is extremely dangerous because in a ransomware, the malware totally stops your computer, it totally stops your computer, and the owner of that particular ransomware will ask money from you. They will ask some amount of ransomware, only then your device would again start working. So let's understand what a ransomware is. A ransomware is again a type of malware that prevents a user from accessing their device or data until they pay a ransom. I hope the thing is clear. The device stops working until you pay a particular amount to that blackmailer who has sent that particular malware to your system. It can affect a device through malicious links, attachments, or other means such as phishing or removable USB devices. Once a device is infected, the ransomware can can lock the computer, encrypt the data, or steal and delete it. Once that ransomware is in your system, what would happen? Either your system would stop working. Once you open your system, you will see a blank desktop, no files, nothing. The other could be, you would be able to see files, but each time you try to open a files, a pop-up or a message appears, pay a particular amount, only then you would be able to use that particular file. The attacker may also threaten to leak the stolen data. Sometimes your data could be very private. You don't want others to know what your data is. So in that particular situation, an attacker may even threaten you that he would leak your data to others, float that data onto internet to make you disgrace on the internet. Fine, let's proceed. What would happen after ransomware attack? Let's assume your system is now being attacked by a ransomware and you are not able to use your system or your files. The first thing that you should do is report that incident to a cybercrime unit. There are various cybercrime units which are on the internet, or you can even call a landline number called 1930. You can report that on 1930. Or even you can report this to a local police. They will again forward your complaint to the nearest cybercrime unit. Exploit decryption options. As I told you, once a ransomware is in your system, you won't be able to use your system. Your system is now in an encrypted form. So try some internet sites which can help you to decrypt your data. There's one more option. You can recover your system from a recent backup. If you have taken some backup, you can restore your system. The ransomware would then go away and your system would again function normally. Recover your files from a cloud or other backup storage. Now this is very important. If we want to be sure that we are not attacked by ransomware, we should make mechanisms that we are keeping our crucial data on some backup storage, maybe like a USB drive or removable hard disk, or onto some cloud storage like a Google Cloud or any other particular cloud which you want to use. The very important thing, the most important thing I must say, do not surrender to the attacker and do not pay any amount to him or her. This is very important. Certain times what happens is the person who is being attacked by ransomware gets very afraid. He is thinking he won't be able to recover his data and he simply surrenders and say, okay, please take the money and recover my computer. Please do not pay any amount to a ransomware. He can again attack your system. He can again block your computer. Now, once your attack is over, please do a post-incident review. See from where that particular ransomware could have entered your system and block all those particular things. Now, how do we know our security is compromised? During my talk in the last 30 minutes, I have told various things about it. I'll try to recap those particular things, how to know our computer security is or our device security is compromised. The very first thing is we will see some unusual device activity. Whenever we use a particular device, we are aware of its functionality. We know how it functions, what speed it has, how much time does it take to open a particular app. But if you notice that your device is behaving unusual, you must see whether there is some malware into your system or not. your device getting heated up. It's not only mobiles that get heated up, even your laptops and PCs also get heated up if there are multiple programs running in the background or there is some unusual activity in the system. The performance may slow down. There could be some account issues. You are keying in the right password, still you are not able to logging in, or there could be other issues with your account. There could be some security software alerts. For example, you are using an antivirus or any particular security software that may give you some alert. So, do not simply forego those alerts. Read whatever alert that has come up and try to see if there is some issue into your system or not. There is one more type of attack which you must have learnt in the previous days, called phishing attacks or the email attacks from unfamiliar senders asking for relogin, etc. This is one very important thing. If you receive a particular email from some unknown source which says to click on a particular link or says that please relog in, retype your username and password, so this could be one way of entering into your system. Do not be a prey to phishing attacks. One more thing which can help you see if your computer or your device is compromised or not is coming up of unfamiliar icons on the desktop. There could be new plugins or extensions in your browser which you have never installed. They may also help you see if new softwares have been installed into your system without your knowledge. Now, what are the precautions that we must take so that we know we can prevent malwares entering into our system? The first precaution is install a good security software. Install a good antivirus into your system. Keep your antivirus updated. This is very, very important. Simply installing a software or an antivirus is not sufficient. If you think you have installed a 100% secure antivirus which is providing you security from each kind of malware, that is not sufficient. If your antivirus or your total security is not updated, you can be a prey to any malware anytime. So, keep your antivirus updated. Use a firewall. A firewall will always prevent unauthorized access into your system. Be careful about what you click on. I have been repeating this particular thing since I started my talk with you. Do not click on any link without seeing what that link is taking you to. Be careful whenever you click on any link, either in your email or in your SMS. Use a strong password. Is a very common thing which we all know. We should always use a strong password. And a strong password is a combination of uppercase and lowercase letters in combination with some special characters, digits, and various other particular things. Be cautious about free softwares. Software is a very costly thing. If you are getting some software free of cost, be very cautious. Why is that particular firm giving you a software free of cost? See whether it is an open source software or not. If it is an open source software, definitely it is going to be a good software. But if it is not an open source software, please see to it the source and the other particular aspect of software before downloading it or before installing it. Wherever you have certain features on your device which you are not using it, either disable them or uninstall them. Educate yourself. Always keep your knowledge up to date about the networks and devices. And the last and the foremost thing, back up your data. This is very, very important. You can be a prey to a malware which may somehow steal your data or may destroy your data. But in case if you have a backup, definitely you would not be in a bad situation and you would be able to restore that particular data very easily. So, I think I have told you each and every aspect of malwares. I told you about the various types of malwares, how do they enter into a particular system, what harms they can do, and how can we prevent malwares getting into a computers.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for this information. And after we heard you, I have a few queries. May I?
Sure.
Okay, so the very first precaution that you mentioned in the malwares, you mentioned that we have to install antivirus.
Sure.
And you're talking about the devices, but what about the smartphones that we're using? Do we have antivirus in that as well?
Sure. We do have antiviruses for our smartphones as well. They are coming from the same companies that are giving antiviruses for our PCs or for our laptops, and these antivirus works very well and effective for our smartphones also.
Okay, so we have to install them like separately, or when we buy the phone, it comes along with it?
We have to. You have to download those particular software from some trusted sources, or from the vendor site itself. You can download them after making some payments or buying their particular keys and install them onto your particular phones.
Okay, and let's say somebody who is not too tech savvy, and that person's device gets affected from dangerous malware. So, what are the symptoms? How would he or she get to know that this device has been compromised?
Okay, let's assume that particular person is using a smartphone.
Okay.
Now, the first thing that he or she would observe that his phone has started working in an unusual manner. It is either getting heated up, or it is getting frequent hiccups into it. The download speed has come down. He is observing a good amount of data is being used by his system without he using any particular site or doing any internet activity. So these are few things which tells him that there is some malicious activity into his system. Now, once he sees that particular thing, the first thing he should do is disconnect from any sort of network he is connected to. It could be a simple internet connection or some micro connection or an intranet connection. He must first of all detach himself, his device from that particular network.
Okay.
Thoroughly see his device. If there is some malicious software found, remove it. Show it to some expert to make it doubly sure that his device is not compromised, and once only he is sure, then only reconnect that device to the internet.
Okay, and when we go out, there are open free Wi-Fi's available at some of the places, let's say malls or airports, and what we have commonly heard is that they are not safe, so one should not use them. Why are they not safe, and our data gets compromised? What is the possibility there?
Though not all free Wi-Fi's are not safe. Okay. There could be few Wi-Fi's that are not safe, but we must make sure that whenever we are working on a public platform, we must definitely take precautions. We must see what kind of softwares are coming to our system, whether we have given a free ride or we have logged in after giving some OTP or providing our full identity to that particular Wi-Fi. So that helps the particular person know whether particular Wi-Fi is safe or not. But once you are connecting to a public network, make sure that that Wi-Fi or that public network is safe. Only then log into that particular Wi-Fi.
Okay, so the moral of the story is that we have to take precautions, and
Yes.
we have to be careful and stay safe.
Sure.
Thank you so much, sir, for being with us today. It was a wonderful interaction, and definitely we got a lot of important, relevant and necessary information from you regarding the malware and ransomware attacks. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you to all the viewers as well. Well, today, like I said, that this is the last day of our online training titled Cyber Threats. And after we are wrapping up this particular training, we have certain information to pass it on to you. So let me just show you that there's a website where you can log in, and regarding this training, we have some certain information. So here it goes.
So every time you are aware that whenever you join a 5 hours training which is being offered by CIET, at the end you need to access the event page for the details. So you can find all the details of the 5 hours training from the activities session. So, you can go to the CIET website, and in the menu bar when you click activities, you get workshops and training. So, when I access the workshops and training, you get the list of programs that is running up. So, currently the program is on cyber threats. When we click on it, you get the information. We know that many of you have already registered. There is one major thing we would like to bring your attention to. Now the 5 days is over. Now some of you must be interested in taking up the assessment and getting the certificate. So how do you go about? So you must have already registered, you have already watched, but still, like we have just given the instructions over here. You can see here, you have to join the course in the Diksha portal or the mobile app using this link. So this is a mandatory thing for you to take up the assessment. So when you click on this, it will ask you to, it will take you to the Diksha portal. You have to log in here using your Google ID or using your Diksha ID if you have registered yourself. So any one of this you can use, register yourself and join the course and take up the assessment in the course. So you have to watch the complete activity. I am repeating it. You will go to this course event page. You have been given the link of the course under certification part. You will click on this link, go to the course, join the course. There will be 5 videos along with presentation and some reading material. Go through all the resources. Then you will have the assessment there. You will be taking up the assessment. Whoever has scored 70% and above will get the certificate. You will not be receiving your certificate in the mail ID. Your certificate will be available in your Diksha account itself. So if you have never done a course in Diksha portal or in mobile app, if you are not aware the steps to follow, we have given you a tutorial here. You can access this document because this gives you a complete guideline of how you have to register yourself, how to join the course. All these informations are available step by step. How do you see the certificate? Where do you get the certificate? All these details are provided in this document. So you can always access this document for you to understand how to join this course, do the course and also get certificate. So only those who come and join and complete the assessment with and score 70% will receive certificate for this program. Those who are just watching in YouTube will not be getting a certificate. So I am repeating it. For you to get a certificate for this training, which will be a 5 hours training program, you need to come and join this course, then do the course. You will also get three times you can try your assessment. Earlier you can only do once in the assessment, but within 3 attempts you should be able to score 70%. Even if you have watched, you have not got 70% in 3 attempts, then you will not be receiving the certificate. So all the details have been elaborately given in this particular document. You can always refer to that to understand step by step. And when you are accessing this course, if you have any technical problem, you need to in the Diksha portal itself, you will have a teacher help. You need to go to that particular place and then raise your complaint. In this particular Diksha portal, at the bottom you have the teacher help. So where you can always write your problems. Wherever you have a question, you can put your complaint in the teacher help so that it will come to us for us. So when you get into the explore, you will be able to see the teacher help in the platform. So this is how you will be joining the course and getting the certificate. So we wish you a happy learning. Thank you so much.
Thank you to all the viewers once again for being a part of this our online training titled Cyber Threats. We are wrapping up our online training. This is the 5th day and all the very best. I really hope that you will be registering yourself, you will be doing this course and you will be scoring more than 70%. So with this we are wrapping up, and the next program that is coming up is another special program of ours called Sayog, and the title, that topic that we are going to discuss is navigating relationships of life. If you have any questions, any queries, please raise them, and you can call us, you can mail us, or you can simply watch our YouTube channel for all the details. If you have missed this particular training, if you have not seen the 5 videos, then please watch it again on NCERT Official. That is our YouTube channel. You can watch them anytime. All you need is an internet connection, that's all. So I really hope that you won't be missing these videos, and you'll be watching it, and you'll be part of this particular training. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead, and keep on watching eVidya channels. We have 2 more programs coming up for you. Thank you. Take care. Have a good day ahead. Namaskar.